Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Tonight we're going to talk about fragrances that smell like confidence or that have smells that make you feel more confident. So for me, I'll reach for these fragrances if I've got, a big day at work and I'm feeling a little nervous. Maybe I'm in the presence of people I don't know and I have to say something that isn't necessarily going to be popular. And I think deep down, not only do these fragrances comfort me, but I tell myself that they might be somewhat pleasing to those around me or not off-putting to those around me, and therefore somewhat disarming if they're inclined to be, I don't know, a little argumentative, or if I'm worried the tone of the conversation might become contentious. This, I think, will perhaps temper it, or at least that's the story I tell myself. So let's jump right in. The first fragrance I find myself reaching for when I need a confidence boost is Myrrh 55 by Le Labo. Oh yes, this is 100 ml eau de parfum. I absolutely adore this stuff, but it is a powerhouse, so you're going to want to be mindful of that. When I wear fragrances to boost my confidence, I need to be able to smell them. There is, for fragrance like this, for me, there's the inclination to overspray. Because this is strong, you're going to want to be mindful of that. If you have people in a room with you who are sensitive to fragrance, you're really going to want to watch it with this one. It's glorious. It absolutely is. But if you overspray, it might have the opposite reaction of what you're trying to achieve. I know when I've oversprayed a fragrance I'm wearing to boost my confidence, I become self-conscious and I feel nervous that I'm putting off those around me because I oversprayed. You don't want to do that. You don't want to turn it into something negative. So this is a heavy, syrupy, viscous, warming, enveloping resin. So when we think of these kinds of resins, I think of them as solid, like rock-like, stone-like. No, this is almost like an ambery texture, but it's myrrh. It's got that incense quality, that slightly smoky, but resinous, strong. This is truly unisex, but I love it. I wear it all the time. I think this is probably better for the cooler months. I wouldn't wear this in the heavy heat of a summer day. Definitely great for evenings as well. Super confidence booster for me. I wear this and I just feel good. I feel like I've got this. Myrrh 55 by Le Labo. All right, moving on. Let's go to Les Lions by Chanel. This is a beautiful leather. This is 75 ml eau de parfum. And I've had this for, gosh, I don't know, close to a year. I absolutely adore it. Now this one you've probably heard about. This gets a lot of love out in the frag com. I've definitely heard a lot of creators talk about it. This is a leather with a little bit of, gosh, I get just the faintest hint of animalic accord, and it dissipates. But at the opening, it's got like the faintest touch of cumin, maybe a hint of aldehyde in there, that quintessential Chanel. It's delightful, bright, uplifting, but leather. And for me, leather and fragrance is like a suit of fragrance armor. I think of leather that you might wear if you were on a motorcycle, like on a road trip in a motorcycle where, it's designed to be really thick and withstand, an accident if you were to have it. And I'm not saying I'm not making any claims here about leather protecting you in a car accident or any other type of vehicular accident. Let me just say that. Okay. I'm just saying, this is the image I have in my head. And, I picture leather as something protective, against the elements and the wind and, just heavy, and my suit of armor, my confidence armor. This probably leans masculine in the average opinion out there. I would agree with that, but I wear it. I adore it. I think this would resonate with masculine individuals. If you walk into a room wearing it, that's something I think about. If I'm trying to make connections with people and I use fragrance to do it, I might reach for this if I know um, I'm going to be meeting people who are masculine, who, I think might connect with a really great fragrance on a subconscious level. Um, And I don't even know that I'm putting that much thought into it when I reach for it. I just know if I've got a big meeting with, certain types of people, if I've got a difficult message to deliver, things like that, this gives me the comfort, the confidence, um the protective layer that I crave. And I think it happens to resonate with masculine types. Les Lions by Chanel. Moving on. Let's do, BDK Crème de Cuir. Love, love, love this stuff, right? So this is going to also be a leather, but this leans more feminine. Oh yeah, it's so pretty. So imagine instead of a thick, heavy leather like Les Lions with the little bit of that animalic accord going on, this is a softer leather with some cashmere in there I'm picking up. Maybe a creamy sandalwood as opposed to, a more dry um, sandalwood or blonde wood. This definitely leans, like I said, feminine. But I also think it's universally likable. That's another quality that I'm getting from these fragrances is although they have very distinct personalities to them, I think they are fragrances that not everyone, but like most people would appreciate, right? That helps me when I want to feel confident. Going in with a fragrance that's really polarizing, that's not going to make me feel any better, right? These do. I don't feel they're polarizing at all. Beautiful, soft cashmere, um, feeling cozy, warm, suede with a little bit of, I'm picking up sandalwood, BDK. There we go. Crème de Cuir. Gorgeous stuff. Next, I've got Animalique by Byredo. I have quite a few Byredos that I pulled aside for this video, and I'm just going to talk about one because I have so many that I think are fantastic when you need a confidence boost. I reach for them for work all the time. This is a 50 ml eau de parfum. I am pretty sure. Yes, it is. Okay, this one is, let's see. Oh, yes. Tiny bit of citrus at the top, like a bergamot, like that spicy, zippy, deep, almost tea-like, perfect citrus. Then it's the leather. It's a green leather. That's what I get from this. A strong green leather. A new leather. It's one that's been freshly processed. It's not, how shall I say? Maybe I'm thinking of a leather that's been vegetable dyed. I think that's where I'm going with it because it's got that kind of vegetal green plant accord. It's got that going on. But again, kind of universally likable in my opinion. It's strong. So like you're going to want to be careful with this just like you would with the Myrrh and with the Lignon. And you want to be careful with all of these, especially if it's in a work setting. But this has also a more masculine leaning feel to it, but it's darker. It's not that heavy leather that we felt with Les Lions. The animalic feel isn't there. I think this feels a little bit more mainstream than Les Lions, and therefore something I'd feel a little bit less concerned that someone wouldn't like. But gorgeous stuff, strong, beautiful green leather, Byredo's Animalique. All right, moving on, we've got powerhouse, but it's a floral. Iris Cartagena. Yes, I've heard buzz about this one. This is by Parfumeur. It's number 502. This is an extrait de parfum, and it is 100 ml. Now, those of you who are familiar with the channel know I am not a floral girl. As much as I appreciate florals on other people, they tend not to smell good on me, except Iris. Yep, and a few others. But this being Iris, I absolutely had to try it. I tried it and fell in love. This is a big, cozy source of comfort for me, especially in the colder weather. Iris Cartagena is a powdery, it's got a powdery accord, but the powder is not light and like a light particulate, like you would imagine a cornstarch. No, this is more like cocoa powder, like the Dutch processed cocoa powder you'd bake with, or the powder in a boxed cake. You know how the powder forms lumps, and it's, if you blow really hard or if wind came whipping through your kitchen, it would fly around for sure, but not as easily as cornstarch would. So it's not a light powder. This is a heavy powder. And for me, it has a hint of a dark fruit, a hint of a booze in there. So the dark fruit might be like a dark plum or a prune, but not sweet. And it's got, I do detect some cocoa powder in there. There's a reason I reference the cocoa powder. It's just there for me. Maybe a little bit of a smoky wood too. This is dark, rich, complex, and comforting, really comforting. This is as much a confidence booster for a boardroom as it would be a nighttime scent you'd wear to bed. But it is strong, so you're going to want to proceed with caution still. This is so beautiful. It's universally likable. I can't imagine anyone not loving this, but once again, we all know people who are sensitive to fragrance and you want to be conscientious. This is every bit an extrait, so be careful and don't overspray, even though it smells so good. You will be inclined to. Iris Cartagena by Parfumeur. Let's move on to a different type of confidence booster. This is Nobile 1942 Acqua Nobile. This is a 75 ml Eau de Parfum. This one is not as much a cold weather fragrance. This one I think works great in the warmer months. And the reason is this fragrance strikes me as elemental. It can be easy and natural, and it can have the strength of a tornado, the strength of the tides, the strength of granite. And that's what you get from this. You get air, water, fresh water, not oceanic, and minerals. And it makes me think of gray stone, clear air, and, you know, a blue-gray water moving like a river. It leans in the direction of a fougere, but it is not barbershop. It's not soapy. I mean, maybe a faint hint of soap, maybe. It's very clean, very crisp, very sharp, but not citrusy. It's sharp because of that mineral and the jagged edges of the mineral. This is wonderful in the warm weather. I think this is just an easy reach if you are under some pressure and you want to feel better wearing a fragrance. This is it. It's zippy, it's bright, it's upbeat, it's positive, but it's strong and it's protective. And it is Acqua Nobile. Yeah, by Nobile in 1942. Great house, by the way. I have a bunch of fragrances from them, and I adore them. All right, moving on, we've got, let's see. Let's do Sora Dora Red. Oh, yes. This one is, there we go. This one is a parfum. It is a 50 ml. I have two Sora Dora fragrances, but I've sampled many and I adore them. So this house is one that I want to talk more about as time goes by. I like the bottles. The tops are plastic, but they look like marble. I think they're really classic and attractive. And by the way, that matters if you've seen my video about bottles I really hate, even though I adore the fragrances. These are not a problem in that direction. Sora Dora, we're good. Okay, red. Okay, this is something you can also get away with in the warmer weather, but you're going to want to be careful and not overspray. It's a bright but heavy fragrance. So probably in the evening, I see this as more appropriate for a high humidity climate. I don't know why. I just think there's a vegetal quality to it that lends itself to the watery heat of a humid environment. It starts out fruity, but the fruity becomes a root vegetable, maybe like a carrot. I think that's what I'm getting from it. Maybe a faint hint of leather in there, and a floral that has a tropical feel to it. Maybe a yellow floral. Maybe an ylang ylang in there. Not a white floral. I'm not getting that, at least. This is heavy, right? So again, you're going to want to watch that you don't put anyone off by overspraying this. But this to me screams, I've got this. The room is mine. I'm in control. I'm ready to go. In fact, that's what all of these say to me, in one form or another. This fragrance probably leans feminine, um, but like all of these, they're fairly unisex with the exception of maybe Crème de Cuir um, and Iris Cartagena, which lean a little more feminine. But these are all amazing powerhouses from my collection that I absolutely reach for when I need a confidence boost. These give me the extra nudge. Um, Again, just watch you don't overdo it. What do you think? What did I overlook? I actually have so many others. I'm gonna just tell you the ones I don't want to make the video too long, so I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time. Histories de Parfums, 1969. That was another one, but I'm running out of time. I don't want to keep you too long. And then also from Byredo, I've got Bibliotheque and Mixed Emotions. I can talk about these in another video, and I have others that I think would be fantastic confidence boosters that I also reach for from time to time, but those are the ones that I tend to reach for the most. So let me know what you think in the comments. What do you wear? I would love to know. What do you reach for when you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, especially at work, and what is the work dynamic? Don't give me specifics, but what is the work dynamic that you're talking about? Is it a board meeting? Is it a big presentation? Do you have to, sadly discipline anyone? Things like that, where, you're feeling really maybe you're suffering a little bit too inside and you just need that extra push, that extra, hug that only a fragrance can give you. It's like a little secret that you've got between you and you. Let me know in the comments if you like the video. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, once again, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.